And let's see what Rito is cooking. Season 1 2026, Steam, gameplay, and more. I just need a couple of things. Number uno, remove chat restrictions. Number dos, bring back Dust Blade, the one that makes you invisible. Number tres, give me what's up Malphite. And I'll be happy, you know, and I'll be happy. Anyway, let's see.
Hey everyone, I'm Paul, aka Pabro.
So,
and I'm Andre, also known as Meddler. Today is October 30th, which is a bit earlier.
It is December the 1st.
Than usual, because we're flying to Worlds soon, and we wanted to film this before we left.
This is our last dev update of the year, and before we get into some of the things you'll see in Season 1 2026, we wanted to thank you all for being on the journey with us this year.
As always, we want to show some love for your passion, for keeping us honest, and for making working on this game so worth it. Now, in January, we'll be back.
Working on a game, yes, but how about we also start working on a client? Just a thought.
To talk more about Season 1, as well as a little bit of what to expect for the rest of 2026 overall. But for now, let's get into it.
We learned a lot this year about seasons. Many of you liked what came with the themes, the map art updates, metagames, new champions, and champ updates overall, for example.
What am I seeing in the background? Pictures. My friend, you're seeing pictures. This has to be Silas. Looks like a recall animation of what champion I could not tell you.
But we also saw that if we leaned too hard into a region, it could feel very one note, especially when it comes to skins. And as it turns out, there is too much of a thing like Noxus.
A lot of red and black.
Yeah.
So we'll continue to find the right balance for thematic seasons moving forwards. And
speaking of seasons, speaking of thematic seasons, I'm cool with them changing shit. Like, I was happy with Noxus, I was happy with Ionia, I was happy with the winter map. As long as they are not overstaying, you know? Like, for example, right now we have the winter map, which is straight up fucking beautiful. Straight up fucking amazing. But if we are forced to play in this map for, let's say, more than 3 months, it will get slightly boring, you know? Change is good, exactly. Change it up a little bit, keep it fresh.
Speaking of which, it's time to talk about Season 1 of 2026.
We all know with Demacia.
For this, we wanted a contrast from 2025, you know, with its ancient danger, a darken, and quite a bit of scheming throughout. So next year, we want to kick things off with themes of unity, hope, and justice.
There it is.
With a drop of righteous judgment thrown in there for good measure.
Demacia. I know it, you know it, everyone knows it. That was obvious.
That means Petrocite, gold, and blue accents on the map, as well as some Demacia-themed skins, including some champions reimagined as Demacia.
Now tell me which one Cho'Gath looks amazing, especially given how they gave him slightly more polygons. Like, what is that Cho'Gath skin? The one where he is a big city. Coven, no? Hold on. Where he is straight up a fucking building. Broken Covenant. Yeah, Broken Covenant. This skin idea is perfect. But give him more polygons. Make him grow slightly larger with the more stacks he gets. You know? Like, I want to face a raid boss Cho'Gath that's actually a fucking walking city. That takes half of the lane. That shit would be amazing.
Demacians, with plenty of non-Demacia skins for some
And Morgana is getting another skin. Lovely.
variety.
That also means that the yearly cinematic in January will feature Demacian champions. We're going back to old school Demacia this time, back in time to what some might consider the golden age of Demacia.
Demacian cinematic. Okay, plus keep in mind, well, spoilers ahead, Shyvana rework. It's been a while. It's been years. But if you are on the internet, probably you've seen the spoilers already. At least a couple of the low quality images. I imagine we're gonna see Shyvana in the cinematic as well.
It was a beacon of hope and a bastion of justice.
Hey, Andre, are we forgetting something?
I don't think so.
You sure?
Nah, yeah, let's keep going. I don't want this to drag on.
Nice wordplay right there. There it is, Shyvana.
Anyway, we have a range of Summoner's Rift changes that the team will talk about in a moment. And this year, we'll also talk about some updates to Swift Play. With that, we're going to hand it over to Riot and Step and Freak, who will walk you through some of the Summoner's Rift changes coming in January.
Let's see.
Hey everyone, I'm Riot and Step.
And I'm Freak.
And we're here to talk to you about the Summoner's Rift gameplay changes coming in January.
Over the last few years, League has been largely about team fighting over...
Now, to think about it, I don't think we've ever seen Freak do one of these, right? Shyvana in the top right background. Hold on. Top right. Here? Doesn't feel like it.
Neutral objectives, fighting around grubs, dragons, or that vision ward you just placed around grubs or dragons.
And while we know 5v5s make for some of the highest highs, we want to swing back towards a state where more strategies like splitting or sieging are more viable.
So we're making some changes to major neutral objectives, towers, and minions in order to do just that.
Okay, change is good. Change is good. Because let's be honest, in the previous season 2025, we had literally no changes whatsoever. The only change we had was the introduction of Atakan, and that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, and feats of strength. Sure, these were lovely, but you know, that didn't feel like a new season. Felt like just a regular patch.
Additionally, we're making adjustments to roles so everyone has an appropriate impact on the outcome of each game, because right now, some lanes are much better at turning a winning lane into a winning game.
We also have some delightful improvements, so let's...
Yeah, I'm straight up curious, what will they do about support? I'm talking specifically about that one Yumi player, you know? Everyone knows that one Yumi player. Doesn't leave the ADC, provides zero vision, watches Netflix on the second monitor. How are we balancing this shit out? How are we making impact?
Let's get started.
The first thing you'll notice in January is that the game starts faster. We want to reduce downtime after you load in, so minions and basic jungle camps first spawn 35 seconds earlier than they do today.
Lovely. So Red's buff will be spawning at 55 seconds. Huge! Which changes Shaco's approach. Yeah, Shaco will need to do the math. Question is, will that be mathematically possible? Because you are placing right now, when the jungle spawns at minute 30, you need to place your first box at 51 seconds if you want to do a sneaky invade, right? With your boxes automatically clearing the raptors, and then you're going towards the enemy blue buff. So that is the difference of 39 seconds. If the jungle mobs will be spawning at 55 seconds, minus 39 seconds, that leaves us with roughly 16 seconds, which means, given how you can leave the fountain only at 15 seconds, you have, as a Shaco, literally 1 second to appear at the chickens and start placing your first box. Unless we can leave the fountain before 15 seconds. Then it's doable.
You'll still be able to pull off early invades, but you'll have to be much more decisive when you load in.
We're also making some changes to vision. It's an incredibly powerful tool in League, but right now it feels monopolized by supports and sometimes by junglers.
Yep.
We want to make effectively warding the map easier to learn for everyone, and give more opportunities and power towards drops by pushing champions, especially mid and top laners who are side laning later in the game.
So, we're adding Phalites, locations that grant temporary bonus vision to wards with unique bonus vision areas for each spot.
You fucking lost me. Hold on, say that again.
And top laners who are side laning later in the game.
So, we're adding Phalites, locations that grant temporary bonus vision to wards with unique bonus vision areas for each spot. Some Phalite rings will be available at the beginning of each game, while others reveal themselves when the Elemental Rift transforms, particularly those that would otherwise disrupt early game jungle.
Okay, so funny locations appear on the map. You place a ward in there, you get extra vision. Kind of like Baron Scuttles. Either like a Baron Scuttle, or I'm thinking maybe this will be like Old Skarner passive. You don't need to place a ward in there, but you need to control the area, you know? Like Old Skarner, you walk in them. Yeah.
Okay, so on to the objectives. Otacon was one of the biggest additions to the Rift this year, and was a pretty cool, unique objective to fight over. That said, he contributed to objective fatigue, which...
They didn't Bard walk through them. Hold on. Yeah, let's see.
Bonus vision.
Warning the
Phalites.
Actually mid and top laners who are side laning later in the game.
So, we're adding Phalites, locations
Yeah, so you just walk past by it.
that grant temporary those that would.
Biggest additions to the Rift this year,
Got it.
and was a pretty cool, unique objective to fight over. That said, he contributed to objective fatigue, which many of you cited as an issue, and we agree. We wanted to alleviate this over time. We had removed the second form of Otacon. We removed...
Yeah, that was a good change, because let's be real. The shit in the jungle became a little bit more of a PvE focus. You get the Voigrubs, you get the Scuttle, you get the Blue Buff, you get the Dragon, you get the Atakan number 1, you get Atakan number 2, you get the Shelly, then you go towards the Baron, then let's not forget the fucking 3 Dragons, and then good luck fighting for the Elder. Yeah.
the second set of grubs, but it really wasn't enough. So, just like Zehen did, we are cutting Otacon out of the game.
As predicted.
That includes blood roses and the petals with them.
Good.
That said, Let us know what you think about limited time gameplay changes and if there's something you'd like to see more.
Thank God, yes sir. Yes, about time. About time. They fucked around with it. It didn't land as I imagined they anticipated it will land in the gameplay. But overall, that was a good change. Because at the end of the day, change is good.
More of.
But
It wasn't exactly the same stale game that we had for last God knows how many years. There was something new.
back to Otacon, his removal also means that
Shifu, you were right with placing the warn. Oh, okay.
Baron will go back to his old 20-minute spawn time. Welcome back, King.
Additionally, we're making all epic monsters more durable, especially late game dragons as you get closer to Dragon Soul. That should make it so that it's easier for teams on the back foot to contest dragons and other epic monsters,
Which means we're definitely going away from the 1v9 potential in the jungle. Got it.
or trade something meaningful on the other side of the map.
Finally, we're also removing feats of strength from the game.
Bless. Fucking bless.
We like that they pushed teams to progress the game and provided goals to rally around.
No, it wasn't. No, it was all RNG. In higher elo, sure, when there's teamwork, that might work. But we're talking about top 1%. Chat, what's the proportion of players that are chilling in Diamond and Plus? That's where the teamwork is at. Anything below Diamond, teamwork is just a fucking coin flip. Every single game.
But we think we can create better gameplay systems that allow for players to have more individual agency over their games. With feats getting the boot, we're adding back some gold rewards for First Blood and First Turret.
Nice.
Another way we're looking to improve sieging is with a new mechanic called Crystalline Overgrowth, which is kind of like a universal demolish effect. Crystals will build up on towers over several minutes, and when hit, they're consumed to deal an extra burst of damage based on how much buildup has accumulated.
So we're making the games faster. Nice.
This should help enable pushing windows in more situations, even if you're behind or don't have.
Though the question is, Yorick Tom, yeah, I'm instantly thinking Triforce get in topside, I'm instantly thinking Cyan, I'm instantly thinking Yorick or Trundle. Now everyone has a Hull Breaker. If they are bringing all the Hull Breaker, that's going to be fucking amazing. Keep in mind, they still haven't mentioned the items. If they are, for example, Mundo, oh yeah, I forgot the push. Going back to the items, let's not forget we had some funny items back in season, I want to say 6 or 7, called ZZ Rot Portal. With Banner of Command, and what else did we have? Hullbreaker, old Hullbreaker, because current Hullbreaker is reworked. You get those free items, and Triforce. It's over. Say goodbye to your fucking Nexus. On minute 12.
The highest DPS. Demolish will be sticking around,
Nice.
but will be simplified to a good old 3-hit passive.
We love
Nice.
3-hit passives.
Yes, we do.
Turret plates will now stay on outer turrets permanently and will be added to the inner and inhibitor towers as well. We're doing this to create long-term piecemeal rewards for pushing.
Okay, good. Right. I do enjoy how we are, even though we're moving away from the 1v9 potential, we're still leaving the options for 1v9 potential where you can actually snowball. Just don't fight split push every single lane. Like, split push is already kinda disgusting. Now add plates for each turret right now. And the plate gold. Oof. Split pushers will go hard, at least by the way they are presenting it. I might be wrong, but this will be slightly oof.
No matter what state the turret's in, you're likely to mine some gold by taking aggressive actions. We're not adding more gold to the map with these changes. Instead,
Okay, then are we lowering the gold from the turrets when we destroy them?
we're going to be basically spreading out the current gold for killing a tower and splitting it across the plate.
Okay, yeah, so... okay, fair enough, that makes sense. The spread, okay.
To further facilitate pushing, we're ramping up minion respawn rates in the late game to give more frequent access to sieging turrets. We're also adjusting late game home guards to swiftly take you to your most pushed minion wave in each lane.
Say that again? Hold on.
We're also adjusting late game home guards to swiftly take you to your most pushed minion wave in each lane.
But what if your lane is already at one remaining enemy Nexus turret? Oh god, the pushing fiesta. I don't think we've had such a pushing fiesta. It's all centered around the pushing. Dog, we'll be playing fucking balloon tower defense in here, plus with the increased ratio of minion spawn. Silver will be pick or ban. Malzahar will be pick or ban. I'm instantly looking at the champions who have disgusting whip clear.
And finally, Nexus turrets will respawn with partial health missing. We like that the respawn allows a team to hold their base for a while and not have to...
Okay, that's a dub. That's actually a dub. But still goes into the place into the narrative of split pushers.
Worry about getting backdoored by a Twitch, but with a full health respawn, it meant that it was honestly incorrect for a sieging team to finish killing the turret sometimes.
Now, for our biggest change.
Also, hold on. Pay attention to the amount of HP we have on these respawn turrets.
Most pushed minion wave in each lane.
And finally, Nexus turrets will respawn with partial health missing. We like that the respawn...
Look at the amount of HP you have. Babu's gonna eat big with his Volibear. That's one ultimate. All it takes is one ultimate in this entire image to open the Nexus.
Spawn allows a team to hold their base for a while and not have to worry about getting backdoored by a Twitch, but with a full health respawn, it meant that it was honestly incorrect for a sieging team to finish killing the turret sometimes.
Now, for our biggest change for next year, role quests.
Role quests. We haven't had those in ages. What did we have? Lissandra versus either Shivana, not Shivana, Sejuani or Ashe. We had Rengar Kha'Zix. We had... I'm not 100% sure about Shen and Zed.
When you load into the game in January, top, bot, and mid lane will now have their own quests that reward unique power, similar to the jungle pet evolutions and the support item upgrades.
Okay, this is fucking amazing. Okay, let's hear it. Let's hear it. Because when you think about it, the #1 problem with League of Legends for the past decade or so was that it had a disgustingly steep learning curve for new players. If you know League, if you brute force your way like we did back in the day, right? You just have no idea how to play this game, just go in, spam couple of years, and you get the hang of it. You get the idea of how to play this game, how this game works. For new players, you have a week at best. And the tutorial wasn't doing shit, but we didn't need a tutorial, but we're built different. Gonna keep it a stack. Our gamer generation is slightly different from today's gamer generation. So let's just say, if this extra addition to the lane as a quest will help out players to focus on objectives and so on, to perform better at the game, this is going to be fucking amazing. That was my main argument with the feats of strength. We had get free kills, get the first blood, get free objective. Sure, that's all good and all, but how about we replace one of those or add an additional one to get 100 farm first? For example, for ADCs alone. You know? That shit would have been fucking amazing, because that would teach new players to focus on actually what matters. Case in point, play in lower elos, end up in lower elos, or create a new account. In the first couple of games, you'll be playing with people who are still trying to figure out how to play, how to walk around that game, right? How to figure it out, how things work. And you'll see one funny thing. They have 5 farm in the span of 20 minutes. When it's one of the basics. When it's one of the main pillars of this game.
You'll progress these new quests by killing minions, champions, plates, towers, or epic objectives. All the things you'd normally be doing in a game.
But this time, you're being told to do it. Fucking nice. Well done, Rita.
You'll progress even faster by doing those in your assigned lane.
Your quest is decided by which role you've been assigned in the lobby. So if you and a friend or a stranger want to change roles, make sure you do an official trade in Champ Select.
One of our goals with these role quests is to buff top and bot carry relative to the other.
He said top. Oof. Yorick CR, baby. This is Yorick CR.
Roles, as they're currently the 2 weakest. And as a result,
Also, I do remember there was one funny champion I was playing a few years ago that was also focusing on split pushing topside. That was Fiora. Don't underestimate Fiora because her Q is dealing damage to turrets.
The quest rewards are going to be comparatively stronger for them. Now, let's get into the rewards which will be granted in a new role quest slot.
Historically, top laners haven't always felt like they have the agency over the games that they deserved, even if they won their lane. And that's something we would like to change this.
Well, yeah, true that. I mean, we were memeing around with the top lane. As a jungler, gonna keep it a stack. Top lane is its own private island. It doesn't matter. You win the lane, you lose the game, you lose the lane. You know, you're not in there, my friend. You are not in my game.
Season. Upon quest completion, top laners will receive pretty much summoner teleport for free on top of the 2 summoners they already chose.
Hold on.
Now, Summoner Teleport changed this season. Upon quest completion, top laners will receive pretty much Summoner Teleport for free on top of the 2 summoners they already chose.
Okay, so top laner has 3 summoners. Lovely. That we're talking only about the top lane right now. But pay attention to Freak's wording. Almost a 3rd summoner. Sure, split pushing will go absolutely wild this year. Well, next year. But question is, what's the caveat to this teleport? Teleport plus teleport combo. Yeah, and then you're playing Shen. Then you have your ultimate as well. There goes another teleport. You straight up have 3 teleports. But I wonder what will be the conditions. What's going to be the cooldown, or is it going to be only 1 use per game? Or maybe cooldown is 10 minutes? Like, slightly more details would be nice. Right now, just as a base default explanation, sure, this works.
Now, if you had taken Teleport in pregame, instead that spell gets a lot stronger, giving a very, very large shield when you use it.
Okay, so no free teleports. Well, no 2 teleports, no free teleports, but your teleport is getting upgraded and you're getting a disgusting shield. Lovely. Yeah, so tanks will have a lovely time.
In addition to getting a functionally free summoner spell, top laners will also get a bunch of bonus XP up front, more XP from future sources, and an increased level cap.
Oh, wait, last part. What was the last part?
Also get a bunch of bonus XP up front, more XP from future sources, and an increased level.
Mundo level 19.
Now, to mid lane.
XP up. In addition to getting a functionally free summoner spell, top laners will also get a bunch of bonus XP up front.
So once you done the quest, once you complete the quest, you basically get a fucking attack.
More XP from future sources and an increased level.
Pay attention, level 19 is not maximum. Because when you are max level and you're pinging your experience, it says level 18, 100%, you know? Like that's it, you're done. And your bar is purple. This bar is not purple, which means it can go even higher. Oh, now this, so far, is fucking amazing. I may not enjoy it, dealing with this on the enemy team, but from the overall perspective of the game change, this is amazing. This changes the game.
Now, to mid lane. A huge variety of champions can be played there, so we wanted this reward to be good whether you're mage, assassin, or both, like Malphite mid. And upon
oh my god. Chat, I feel like our job is done. We made Malphite jungle a thing. Now we're bringing attention to Malphite middle. We are going middle, guys. Nah, jungle is still superior. My job here is done. We brought attention to Malphite. Lovely.
completing the quest, mid laners will receive a free tier 3 boot upgrade like the ones you could buy with feats, as well as a faster recall.
Rounding it out for
Okay, so basically we're getting 500 gold in here. Without feats of strength. Lovely.
new quests in bot lane, we're going to lean even harder into the carry.
What does meat 1499 mean? Where?
To be good whether you're mage, assassin, or both, like Malphite mid. And upon completing the
Oh, you mean this? That's the quest, right? Hold up. Let's pay attention to the time right now.
So we wanted this reward to be good whether you're mage, assassin, or both, like Malphite mid.
Okay, doesn't show the time, but that is the quest. Is this based on the items? I wouldn't say that's the amount of gold you got. That is something different, but it stacks automatically, so no idea.
And upon completing
Yeah, you just got +2. Or maybe? Hold on, maybe. Let's pay attention to the gold as well.
the quest.
Maybe he just got casually +2 gold. Nope.
And upon completing the quest, mid laners will receive
Based on experience? Because he did get a level up right now, right? He's level 6 right here.
and upon completing
No, he's not. Unless that's a level up.
the quest, mid laners will receive
No. No, that's not a level up, because if that was the level up, you automatically gains HP and mana stats. So this number would have changed. So that's not level. Got it.
a free tier
Okay, so basically we have no idea what it is. Not yet, at least.
3 boot upgrade like the ones you could buy with feats, as well as a faster recall.
Rounding it out for new quests, in bot lane, we're going to lean even harder into the carry part of the role. So while top laners are getting bonus XP, bot laners are getting a whole bunch of extra gold. When completing their quest, they get a lump sum of gold, increased gold from minion kills, champ kills, and champion.
Ooh. This is where the game gets interesting. Like, ADCs are already scary. The thing is, the reason I'm focusing ADCs are 3 reasons. Reason number 1, they're squishy. Reason number 2, they're most likely to be active in the chat. Reason number 3, if you leave a ADC, enemy ADC, just to stack, just to farm, late game, that thing will be doing the same amount of damage as full AP Malphite in full combo, but that ADC will be doing that from 1 auto attack with no cooldowns. So yeah, this is about to get even scarier. Oh, nice. Okay, so we're getting a year of split pushing top side, Yorick's here, and ADCs are getting some power. Lovely, right click go brr, yep, plus let's not forget the dub ASCD movement. Still waiting for that.
Assists for the rest of the game, and you might be asking, well then what do I do with all this gold if I hit item cap? Don't worry, the item cap is going up. You're
Say that again. Say that fucking again.
might be asking, well then what do I do with all this gold if I hit item cap? Don't worry, the item cap is going up. Your 7th item slot will hold your boots permanently, allowing you to...
Oh, there it is. I will not need to sacrifice my boots for level 6, for number item 6. Oh, what a fucking change, brother.
Get 6 full legendary items for extra hard late game scaling.
Jungle and support
We waited so long, yeah, 16 years.
already have quests.
What does Cassiopeia do with that slot though? Same as Atakan, remove from the game, problem solved. Next question. What's a legendary item? Legendary item is any epic item that you are full building. So we're talking Phantom Dancer, Bloodthirster, Rabadon's Death Cap, Void Staff. Not sure if Medjai's is considered to be a legendary item. I'm pretty sure it is. But basically, all the full item. Straight up the full item that you were building. Bork, Black Cleaver, Spirit Visage, Randuin's Omen, Tornmail. Because they are no longer legendary without a mythic, that's the joke. No, they're still legendary. They still hold their status as a legendary item.
And rewards, but we still wanted to take this opportunity to make some changes to them. Jungle is by far the strongest role in the game right now, especially when it comes to early map influence. So we're slightly lowering the speed of early game clears to give...
Oh no, bro. Well, I'm glad we enjoyed it while it lasted.
lane matchups a little bit more time to play out uninterrupted. We're also making it harder for non-junglers to steal objectives by increasing their resists and making Smite deal more damage.
Say that again?
Harder for non-junglers to steal objectives.
Non-junglers. Okay, so if you have the jungle role, you're good. Yeah, okay, because they played with this setting a few years ago with the jungle invades, where you would deal less damage. I'm pretty sure that's still the case. Where you're dealing less damage, at least your pet, jungle pet, is doing less damage to the enemy jungle in the early invades. That was a bit of a pain to deal with.
By increasing their resists and making Smite deal more damage.
Their role quest is still getting pet upgrades and PvP smite like before, and they're now getting increased golden XP from large monsters when the quest is done.
Large monsters. Large monsters. Large monster is the objective, right? We're talking dragons, we're talking Shelly, red and blue. I'll need some confirmation that someone in the comment section, someone right now in the chat can confirm that. Because I'm pretty sure large monsters are the objectives.
As well as bonus movement speed in the jungle.
Similar to jungle, we think support is already plenty powerful and has a very functional role quests.
Epic monsters. Oh yeah, my bad, you're right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I got bamboozled. I got confused.
So we didn't want to directly increase their power. With that in mind, we wanted to give them quality of life oriented upgrades, so we're giving them a new slot exclusively for control wards, discounts on control wards, and a little bit more gold over time so they can...
Honestly, dub. Honestly, as much as I fucking hate support, but that's a dub. Because now and then I'm getting autofilled as a support. And honestly, like bro, we need as a support, you need to have an extra slot for a pink wards.
Keep pace a little better with the other roles.
Nice.
Overall, we want these quests to represent meaningful power spikes in a way that leans into the unique strengths of each role. This also allows us to delete the lane swap detective mechanic that we added last year to combat pro lane swapping. We'll be keeping a close eye on how quests land, so please let us know your thoughts next year.
But role quests aren't all we have planned to make your champions feel more satisfying. We're going to bring back a few items to the Rift for each.
There we go. Okay, they're showing a Kali. Gunblade. You know what? I know what everyone knows it. Let's go. That's a start. That's a start.
Class, so give them some shiny new toys, including bringing back a few familiar favorites like Hextech Gunblade.
That it is. If I can call this. You know what? I feel like it's going to be fun to try out the Gunblade on Malphite.
For example, we're adding the new Scepter of Bonking for AP fighters, which...
What's the name of it? Hold on.
Familiar favorites like Hextech Gunblade.
For example, we're adding the new Scepter of Bonking for...
A Scepter of Bonking. Dog Mordecai's are gonna go hard with this one.
AP fighters, which will empower your Spellblade Bonk to double your on-hit effects.
Oh, yeah.
That's not the final name, is it?
I would like it, but no, we're probably gonna give it something in canon.
Oh, come on. Brother, come on. Make fucking canon up. Don't give a fuck.
I do love bonking. Well, anyway, given none of these names are final, if you're an AD fighter without a good way to get...
That's an End Harvester. No, I don't think so. No, on hit. He said on hit effects. So think of it as, I want to say, Kraken Slayer, give or take.
Get Omnivamp, you can grab Blood Sphere, which will give you some Omnivamp, and also Ability Haste scaling with your AD.
Or...
Take that again?
Blood Sphere, which will give you some Omnivamp, and also Ability Haste scaling with your AD.
So, okay, so we're getting some variety for AD champions. Not bad.
Or if you play an AD carry who's really good at auto-spacing, you can pick up Snowbow for extra range on takedown, plus damage amp based on how far away you are from your opponents.
But hopefully that's going to be just a temporary buff, right? Because if, let's say, we are going with Samira, who is already scaling her range, and that item is permanently stacking your range, eventually you will reach the point where you can shoot people from your base. And they're in the enemy base, no?
We took a hard look at which subclasses didn't feel like they were getting enough support from the current item system and worked to fill those spaces. So we're hoping many champions have at least one of the 9 new items that they can get excited about.
9 new items. Okay.
Speaking of which, we're also adding crit damage back 200%.
Hold on.
The 9 new items that they can get excited about.
Speaking of which, we're also adding crit damage back 200%.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. As long as we are not buffing tanks to match the quality and the level of buffs everyone else is getting, this is going to be fucking amazing. Because we are going back, slowly but surely, towards the one-shot era. Where everything is broken, nothing is broken, right?
Alright.
But this is my fear, because we had that. Then Rito decided, no, we need to slow things down. And what was their answer to... What was their solution to slow things down? That was the patch that I still hate the most in the entire game. That was the durability patch. Hopefully, if shit gets out of control way too hard, hopefully Rito will scale down on these buffs instead of making durability patch 2.0.
I know that was a lot to cover. We're excited to hear what you think of all these changes as the new season kicks off.
And in case you're looking for even more details or insights on these changes, make sure to check out the dev blog that's live right now.
That's it from us on the Summoner's Rift team, and so we'll throw it back to Pablo and Medler, and we'll see you on the Rift.
Okay, let's talk about ranked. This year we've been making improvements to shorten queue times and make your matches more fair through improvement.
True that, okay, yeah. Objectively, my queue times have been disgustingly short in comparison to last year, where on average I was waiting for 2-3 minutes. Even though my elo is exactly the same.
To inting and griefing detection. And, more recently, we ran a test in late September that reduced queue times by 40% at all ranks, in ranked, in EU West and Oceania. We want to...
Ah, that's why I'm playing in EU West. Yeah, that makes sense.
Double down on that work, and make 2026 the best time yet to climb.
So next year, we'll be also tackling 2 common frustrations, mismatched teams and long queues. Something we want to address is visual rank disparity in lobbies as well. When players start their climbs late after a reset, you may see a bronze player in an otherwise gold game, which can feel particularly unfair. When in reality,
that's just a gold player who hasn't played this year, and he's automatically reset to bronze even though his MMR is gold. But you see that, aha, my middle is bronze, fuck this, FF 15. So, simple solution, hide the rank borders till they match your true MMR.
player was gold last season, but they haven't gotten back to that rank yet because they've had less time to play.
Yeah.
So we're adding a climb indicator to loading screens when a player's MMR is higher than their visible rank. This will let other players know that you're climbing quickly and your displayed rank hasn't caught up yet.
Also, that is a nice way of catching smurfs, by the way. That's a double-edged sword in here.
We're also making changes to how Flex and Solo Duo MMR are calculated. A common pain point is someone who is Silver in Flex and, say, Diamond in Solo Duo just stomping a bunch of games, when in reality they're truly Diamond in both ladders. So this season, if your Solo Duo MMR is much higher than your Flex MMR, the system should bring your Flex rank a lot closer to your Solo Duo one.
Oof, bad day for smurfs.
And that should mean Flex matchups will feel a fair bit more balanced moving forwards.
Next, we're making changes to autofill. The reality of the league is that certain roles are substantially more popular than others.
Case in point, mid lane, everyone wants to be the next Faker. Said it before, I'm saying it again, I'll say it tomorrow as well. Mid lane, the most popular role. It's been so 10 years ago, is the same right now, is going to be pretty much as long as Faker is playing in the tier 1.
And having an autofill jungler versus a jungle main can feel like an auto loss. This means that quite often people either dodge to avoid it or hold your lobby hostage in order to get you to dodge. When nobody likes queue times, this is an awful experience.
So we have a number of changes to make autofill fairer, and to reward you for sticking with the role you're assigned when you do get autofilled. First, if someone on your team is autofilled, the system will try to match autofilled players by role. So an autofilled jungler versus another autofilled jungler.
That's a dub. Actually a dub, but the question is if we'll have enough players for that. Like, what are the odds? Well, that's good. Yeah, it is good, but I'm just looking at the probability of that happening. Autofill on one team, sure, but autofill on the exact same server, exact same elo, exact same role. You know, we're going with a little bit of a trickle-down economics in here.
For example, if it can't match by roles, it will then of course fall back and try to ensure the same number of autofilled players on each team.
The same, which means it's not right now. Interesting. But I mean, I'm playing an elo hell, so it doesn't really matter to me.
We do know though that even with that balance, autofill games can still feel discouraging when you play your best in a role that you didn't choose. That's why we're adding a new system called Aegis of Valor. If you're autofilled and earn a mastery score of C or greater, the Aegis will trigger. You won't lose any LP on a loss, or you'll earn double LP for a win.
Do that again.
Aegis of Valor. If you're autofilled and earn a mastery score of C or greater, the Aegis will trigger. You won't lose any LP on a loss, or you'll earn double LP for a win.
Ah, yes, we have that in the Wild Drifts. The idea itself is nice, but I'm pretty sure it's kinda abusable now, although it depends on your autofill. So, if let's say I have a second account and I'm a professional ADC, and I get ADC as the autofill, then that's a dub. I don't know. Honestly, I'll need more time to think on this one.
So for those of you who main less popular
But C is nothing, don't run it down and you get C every game. Maybe they'll change the thing as well.
roles and therefore seldom get autofilled, first of all, thanks. We haven't forgotten about you. You'll still occasionally receive the Aegis benefit at about the same rate as other players because we want to reward the role heroes who keep the queue healthy and moving. Finally, we know how frustrating it is to be constantly returned to the queue because you get enchained dodges lobby after lobby. So we've made a few updates.
First, after a positive response to our pilot test, we're removing the ability to ban a hovered allied champion.
This will be abusable. So, I'm going into the game. I'm matched with Ghost Kalens Nunu middle. And there's nothing I can do about it. So troll picks hurrah. Yeah. Unless enemy team bans it.
Taking away an opportunity for a teammate to tilt off the planet before.
Well, yeah, that is, I see it from the psychological point of view. This makes sense. Because if I want to play, let's say, send a top or what the fuck, cool, I want to play that. There's nothing you can do about it. Well, right now you can ban her. Then I'm slightly sad. Then I'm locking in Yasuo. I'm going 0-10. Fuck it, you don't want me to perform on the champion on which I chose to perform. And I will definitely not perform on the champion of, let's say, you're choosing because you banned my champ. Sure. But this kinda allows trolls to thrive.
Before the match even starts. And then second,
Unless they're putting a lot of trust into their anti-griefing system.
dodging a lobby will no longer allow players to escape autofill. It'll just get carried over to the next lobby.
Wait, that was an option? But I mean, who's dodging anyway? Legit, when they introduced the dodge penalties, 5 minutes, then it's like, what, half an hour, then 12 hours, if I'm not mistaken. 3 dodges a day and you're cooked.
We think
Many people do that, not gonna lie. Yeah, but you've got only so many dodges in the day. 1 or 2, no? As the person who's not dodging, I'm not familiar with the timers.
that the Aegis of Valor should provide a solid reward for sticking around and trying. So, I mean, come on, it's double LP for a win, after all. And at Master and above, dodging an autofill will count as a full loss.
The stakes are getting higher. Very nice.
We know that this is a pretty big change from how we've dealt with dodging in the past, and we believe that this will lead to higher quality and faster games. Speaking of speeding things up, we're also speeding up champ select by cutting down on timers and animations, which should save about half a minute.
Thank you. Thank you. That was one of my rants that I was doing every single time. Like, bro, it's taking way too long. Straight up way too long. I mean, keep it longer. Sure, keep it longer and until your account reaches level 30 or so. So the new players, straight up, actually new players, real new players, can have some time to fuck around with the masteries, to explore and whatnot, you know? Once you are eligible to play ranked, welcome to the real world, pal. Minus 30 seconds, right off the gates.
I see what you did there.
Yep, I did it.
And if that wasn't enough, we've got one last ranked change. We're adding back duo queue to higher ranks, including...
Ooh. Well, I mean, I don't give a fuck. It's not like I'm high elo. Well, technically I am. Bronze is high elo, so you know. But I'm curious what will happen to the entire market of boosting services.
including Challenger.
Because right now, boosting from, let's say, Master to Grandmaster as a solo player, kinda iffy. Doable, still doable. If you're a Challenger, bro, it's doable. But now that you have 2 Challengers boosting 1 account, yeah.
In most regions. For so many people, League is better with friends. And in the past, we disabled
No, if you play League, you have no friends. That's a lie. Carry on.
duoing at Apex tier ranks because it so often led to rank manipulation. But, because of the improvements we mentioned earlier, as well as the ongoing work on boosting and ranked manipulation detection, we're confident that we can bring back high MMR duoing.
Yeah, so they're placing all their trust into that system. Given how AI is advancing, and I'm pretty given how we all know that Tencent is actually using heavily AI, give it a year or 2. Yeah, I feel like this approach is going to be a good investment right now. Initially, it's going to backfire. That's obvious. I mean, look at the historic precedent that we already had with Riot testing out new shenanigans like this and trusting into their own systems. Case in point is going to be the automatic filtered chat. You call Timo midget, bam, you're banned. You're banned. Forget about it. You say good luck, have fun. The first week they implemented that system, shit you not, thousands, if not tens of thousands of people were getting banned for saying basic shit like good luck, have fun, jungle no flash, or so on. The system had issues. Even though they had plenty of time to test it on PBE, they decided to ship it fucking live. I have a feeling that that is going to happen exactly the same way it did with the chat systems. Initially, the start is going to be iffy, but in the long run, it will work.
Without it being so abused.
So, call up your friends. It's duo time.
Switching gears, let's talk about Swift Play. Swift Play is pretty popular.
No, it's not. I'm a man of science. I am a man of science. 40 seconds. Yeah. Swift play. It's in the name. Swift. Minute 6. Anyway.
Time.
Switching gears, let's talk about Swift play. Swift play is pretty popular, and we think there's a lot of room for further improvement. And we want Swift play to be that place where you can get in a quick game, where you and or some friends can practice new champions, or where new players can come and learn.
New players can come and try new champions and learn new champions. Yeah, as long as the matchmaking is not fixed and stays as the current one. Dog, I shit you not. I'm bronze. I've been bronze. Well, bronze silverish, you know, on that threshold. Don't remember the last time I reached gold. Maybe a year or two ago. Thing is, if I'll press this funny button, find match, I'll get matched against fucking Grandmaster. Because Swift play matchmaking does not exist.
and get their footing on the Rift.
That means Swift play should still be somewhat competitive while providing quicker queues, faster games, and serving both new and existing players. So, we're rolling out some changes that should address the overall pacing, touching objectives, laning, and the jungle.
What about that matchmaking? Hold on, guys.
To start with, we're bringing over a lot of the changes to Summoner's Rift generally that were talked about earlier in this video, except for role quests. Now, for Swift play specific changes though, the first thing we're tackling
Someone is aggressively smashing the keyboard right now.
is game pacing. Swift play
Or am I losing? No, I'm not losing my mind. No, my hearing is still fine.
games are actually a bit long, and the general consensus is there isn't quite enough action. So things like long death timers, focusing on CSing and lane, and objective overload all take away from the promise of Swift play. So we want to get you to the action faster and more often.
Now, while some of the Season 1 changes will help address this, you'll also start Swift play at level 3.
Got point on most for things shiftful, but not mentioned that they rely on the data collected by Vanguard to make these changes work or look like they do. So the dev logs are just sprinkles. Well, I mean, we knew that. I mean, we are the data. If a product or service is free, case in point, League of Legends is free. Sure, you can spend money on the cosmetics. You're not, I mean, a couple of skins are paid to win, couple of skins are paid to lose, but that's besides the point. Overall, the game is free, the product is free, the service is free. Which means, my friend, you are the product. And given how we have Vanguard, we gave Rito a 10-cent kernel root access to our systems. Dog, they know everything about us. Of course they know. That's how they are making these changes.
With some extra gold similar to ARAM. We're also lowering death timers across the entire game, so you're getting back into the action quicker.
Nice. Wait, that means that Swift play will not be a fun game mode now. No, it will be a fun game mode. It's going to be even more of a massacre. It's going to be even more of a battle royale.
And in order to keep the game from stalling out, we look
basically ARF. ARF without reduced cooldowns.
For ways for you to capitalize on the shorter death windows. So we're increasing the minion spawn frequency, putting cannon minions in every wave after the third, and introducing a new mechanic that we're calling Minion Frenzy.
If you kill an enemy champion near your minions, they'll be inspired by your actions. They'll
Minions get a buff. Minions will become stronger. I've heard this before.
get enraged and attack faster and deal more damage.
Basically, imagine Tibber's ultimate when Annie dies. Tweak it a little bit, apply to all minions. Lovely. We're just missing Zizirot Portal, Banner of Command, and Hullbreaker. This will be fun. But also, yeah, the increased rate of minions. Ooh, the race. There's going to be a new leaderboard established for the most minions farmed. Right now, we have websites that track the most kills on the server, the most farm in the server, the most farm per minute, and so on and so on. All of that will go through the window instantly. Out of the window, because with more minions, yeah, this is going to change the entire ladder.
We're also going to be making some adjustments to tower durability and making sudden death start a little bit earlier. And thus, Swift. Outside of pacing, we also want to decrease objective overload. While the removal of Artican helps, we're also going to be removing the Grubs and Rift Herald.
But that's just in Swiftly, yeah, because we're still in the category of Swiftly. Yeah, that's Swiftly. Relax, yeah, for a second I thought... No. Because see, Sphinx says Swiftplay. And Swiftplay. We're still Swiftplay, chat. Summoner's Rift, we keep Shelly.
Baron and Elder Dragon will also be spawning earlier, with Elder spawning at 15 minutes regardless of whether the Dragon Soul has been claimed. The game-ending power of
Yeah, because this changes Summoner Rift would not make any sense.
these buffs being accessible much sooner should help in closing games a bit faster than what we're currently seeing.
And with Elder Dragon moving up, the Elemental Rift will transform after 1 dragon, and you'll get the Soul after 2.
That is super fast. Okay.
Finally, rounding out these changes for Swiftplay, Jungle. Now currently, if you're not a seasoned jungle main, it can actually be pretty overwhelming at Swiftplay. These broader pacing changes around neutral
Yeah, just imagine a new player who is, let's say, a mid laner or a ADC main or a support main. He'll think to himself or herself, you know, fuck it, I want to try out jungle. Let's go Swiftplay to test shit out, you know? And here you are, trying to speedrun the jungle with these changes.
objectives should make it feel much more comfortable, and like you're not being swarmed with objectives all the time.
Now we know this is a ton of information and changes, but the goal here is for Swiftplay to feel swifter without it being so dense that it's overwhelming. We have a dev blog coming out today that will cover all of these changes, plus a lot more detail behind the specifics, so if you want to learn more, go for it.
Hi everyone,
Sup?
I'm Dashi Jador, product lead, back again to chat about WASD, this time with...
The tech lead for WASD. I'm
Yeah, I was wondering what happened with the WASD.
Riot, call me KT.
Now that Worlds is over and we're getting closer to the end of the year, we want to check back in on the wild world of WASD. We've been on the PBE for a few months now, and in that time we've caught and squashed over 100 bugs. All thanks to the feedback we received from all of you creative, maybe a little unhinged PBE players who've been helping us find, identify, and crush all of these pesky bugs. An extra special thanks to the players who are able to re-trigger the notorious new bug. Even beyond bugs, PBE players have been giving us great recommendations and requests.
One Redditor recommended that we add an option to do a single button input to move at a 45-degree angle up and down the lane. It sounded pretty wild at first, but we found through our
I mean, that makes sense. No bug. I mean, imagine the... I'm pretty sure you're talking about the fucking classic Nunu and Cyan. Imagine Cyan ulting. You're going one side, you press the button, boom, you're doing a 180. Oh, the Cyan ult. Yeah, I feel like that's the same case with the snowball as well. Also, is that... No. Speaking of the devil, you know, is that... No. I feel like it is.
internal testing that it actually saved a lot of finger pain. So it will be available as an accessibility option for WASD players
No, that's a Poro. That is a Poro.
going forward. Since our debut on the PBE, we've been continuously updating all the different facets of WASD. We've made improvements to navigating around minions, wall sliding, the new dynamic lock camera, and more. One of these features is a new auto attack system for WASD. With practice and dedication, you'll be able to weave attacks and movement, matching the experience in point and click to reach your optimum DPS. Our goal is to keep WASD as an alternative control scheme at all levels of play, not just for brand new players.
Good change. Because if you simply roll out, this change will impact ADC players the most. Honestly, kinda dub approach the 3-2 is doing by giving players the angle and disclaimer that they will need to practice that shit. Case in point, remember what happened with Fortnite. Initially, Fortnite would just build a tower, sit at the top of it, and you're good. Then they added the option to practice with the infinite resources and so on and so on. So, just like Son Goku, you're going into that practice mode, yeah, into that hyperbolic time chamber. You spend ungodly amounts of time in there, you practice, then you pull up to a normal match, and in the span of 3 seconds, you can build an Eiffel Tower. Thus, getting the high ground on your opponent and shooting the living shit out of them. Same thing with the approach towards training and practice will be in League.
We'll be keeping an eye on feedback as well as our internal data to ensure it remains an equitable experience.
We've also been updating our dynamic locked camera. We've added the highly requested ability to tune the camera speed to your liking. Along with these settings, we heard your feedback on wanting a way to scout ahead, to check for ganks, look at other lanes, and much more.
Just click on minimap. No? That's how we do it. Or press F1, F2, F3, or 4, or F5 on your teammates.
So we've introduced a new feature appropriately named the Scout Ahead mode. When you're in dynamic locked camera, you can hold your middle mouse button to freely move your camera and you'll snap back on release.
pretty sure we have that system already with keyboard, no? I mean, that's what I'm doing sometimes.
These features, along with all the bug fixes, will be available when WASD goes live tomorrow in all queues except ranked.
Although it does make sense, because your keyboard will be busy with the WASD movement, so you need to move this towards the mouse. Okay, makes sense.
And normal draft games. We're choosing to keep WASD out of draft modes for now, as we want to make sure you can have a smooth process for your ranked climb.
Really? Tomorrow?
Well, WASD will be live in all unranked queues except normal draft in patch 25.24, which for many of you should be tomorrow.
We saw your request.
Hold on. 24-23. The patch cycle is 2 weeks. Patch notes. Today is the 1st of December. That was 18th of December. Add 2 weeks. Roughly tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Yeah, checks out.
Questions about other features we've promised, like champion-specific keybinds and enabling many of these new features for point-and-click players. We're still working on them, and much more to come.
We're at the point where we want to focus on getting large amounts of player data in order to drive our development further. So we're opening up the feedback channels to our much more global audience. Now, we still don't have the exact timeline on when WASD will come to.
Hold on. Feedback regarding what?
Working on them, and much more to come.
We're at the point where we want to focus on getting large amounts of player data in order to drive our development further. So we're opening up the feedback channels to our much more global audience.
Overall development. This can be scary. This can be scary because if it's going to be the same situation as we had with Twitter and the Chihuahua effect. Chihuahua effect is basically, the way I see it, is that a very small minority, a very small, as a Chihuahua, as a dog, yeah, a very small portion of player base is complaining about it, something, they're doing it the loudest. And that's the thing we had with chat restrictions. Couple of players decided, well, not couple, hundreds maybe of players decided, you know what, I'll go out of my way. I'll find this funny setting. General, no? Like, I cannot even fucking find it. Chat and friends, there we go. Top 1, chat and friends. They disable the language filter, right? Out of their own, they're going out of the way and doing this by themselves. No one is forcing them to do this because by default, language filter is enabled. So, you say fuck Timo, you will see 4 asterisks, Timo. Then, where is interface, I believe. Then in the interface, yeah, you need to find the chat. I've got the timestamps, change chat visibility. In here, you enable all chat as well. Because by default, I'm pretty sure it's only either pre-made only or same team. Basically, all chat is disabled. So, a bunch of people decided to do that. Then, this automatically invites toxicity. Well, not toxicity, the fact is that you will not be protected by the systems that are already in place. Case, for example, that language filter. So, a bunch of those people saw that all chat is not being censored, and people are saying that they had fun with your mom last night. So that small portion of people decided to go on Twitter and say, you know what, Rito, this game toxic. Even though I made sure myself that I'll be experiencing this toxic experience, this toxic gameplay, because I disabled all of the safeguards that we have in place. It's my fault, but no, Rita, it's your fault. Because League of Legends player never take responsibility. So, what Rita did is they actually listened to them. Fast forward, we got AI chat restriction systems that we already mentioned. Then we got a funny period of time where they disabled all chat in a couple of servers. But that shit backfired so badly they decided to bring it back. Then we had the ping fiesta with the ping restrictions. Because you know, guys, you have keyboard type in. We had that entire debacle. So this is my worry right now. If we are adding feedback channels for the global audience, hopefully we're not going to listen to a very small minority of people who have caused the problem themselves and then take away the luxury of a certain feature to entire player base.
Now, we still don't have the exact timeline on when WASD will come to Ranked. We want to ship it when it's ready, which means fair, balanced, bug-free, and smooth to play.
Please keep up the feedback and bug reports. There may still be a few stragglers out there. Only through our powers combined can we find all of them.
Or you can just simply go to Vandril's channel. Just saying shout out to my boy Vandril.
That's it for us. Be sure to check back out on WASD when it's live and send your bugs, feedback, and best misplays.
Just go to his channel. What is this?
Thanks so much for listening, and we'll see you WASDing on the Rift.
So how are your pick'ems?
Not great. Bit much hopium when I filled them out.
I know how it feels, but the hopium's feeling good for me. I think I'm actually feeling great.
Really?
Totally.
Uh-huh. Who's wearing the suit then?
We don't know.
I have an urge to get that Momo head.
Who's wearing the suit then?
How fucking cool is that?
We don't know.
Not gonna be me.
I mean,
Best part, hold on. If that's a part of a costume, there has to be equality here, right? Because that's a helmet. You put on the helmet. Hear me out. You have a cat. You take this thing, you flip it over. You throw in a cat toy automatically, automated cat toy, you know, so with some maybe batteries or some shit, and that moves. Middle of the night, you're going to grab a glass of water, or you're going to the bathroom. You see, wild Momo head roaming around your house. How fucking cool is that?
Not gonna be me.
I mean, we'll see.
Good luck.
Okay.
Okay, we know that this was a long one with a lot of info
A long one, dog. We're hour in. We're already hour in.
in it. And we'll see you again in January, as mentioned, to talk a bit more about Season 1 and a little bit about the rest of 2026.
Don't forget that Ranked will stay open until the new season, so go finish your climbs, have a happy and safe holiday season, and we'll see you on the Winter Rift.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Nice. Oh, that's nice. Overall, all things considered, that is a nice change. That's the change we need to see every single year. Like new season, new year, new me, new League of Legends, you know? They mentioned 9 new items, so I'm curious what will those be. Overall, solid 8.5 out of 10 changes. We'll see.